and welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. It is Friday, but for a lot of people, it's dry January. For me, because I'm still going through the emotional turmoil of the Palisades wildfire, it's been monsoon January. But today we're being very healthy with Abby Hornacek. Welcome, Abby. Welcome back to Kennedy Saves the World Happy Hour.
Thank you, Kennedy.
So I know a lot of people are like, I need a cocktail. So here you go.
I need caffeine.
Jasmine green tea.
Amazing.
Because jasmine supposedly, so green tea has all these wonderful antioxidant properties and it's cancer fighting. So they've done studies. So everything that green tea touches, it lowers your risk of cancer. And it's like tongue, esophagus, stomach, breast, like.
What about liver? Because if it's
probably, if it's going through the liver, yep.
If we're not drinking alcohol, might as well detox.
Yeah, so we're detoxing today with our jasmine green tea.
Cheers.
Cheers. And I love this green tea very much.
I actually buy this. They have it around New York in the bodegas and things. And anytime I'm looking for caffeine, I do drink coffee. But
yeah, I love coffee.
But this is good for the afternoon.
Yeah. And I just had some coffee and I drank it all. And then I threw my cup at the wall. So I needed to replace it with
dual purpose coffee is.
So, but I love green tea. It's one of my favorite things to drink when I'm not drinking.
You know what? And I'm sure that when you are drinking, there's something you can mix with green tea.
Oh, yeah.
Cocktail,
no,
right?
there are like matcha martinis and things like that people are really good at making. And I tend to stay like green tea reminds me of Japan. So I try and stay in like the Japan family. And, you know, I would use like sake and lychee and things like that with the green tea to make a lovely.
Do you spend a lot of time in Japan?
I have been to Japan several times, always snowboarding, and I love it. Like, it is such a great, wonderful, beautiful place. Like, it's one of those places where they really have so much figured out. Although, last time I went, Pele was still in diapers, and she was under 2, so she had not potty trained yet. And they don't know what disposable diapers are.
No,
so I went to
wash it?
Probably they all have like cloth diapers.
No.
So I would go into stores and be like, "Do you have any diapers?" And they're like, "No, ew, gross, get out of here." And I went to 10 different stores and finally got to the airport and I was like, we were down to 1 diaper. And I was like, for a 9-hour flight back to Los Angeles.
What do they do instead?
She slept the whole way. Like it was Providence. Like if she had some sort of an anal eruption, we would have been finished and thrown off the plane.
You just take her snowboarding and you rub her in the snow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what they do. I've never figured out that riddle, but I'm sure people will watch this and go, "Oh, dum-dum in Japan." They just think they're poop away.
What are those things with the
diaper genie?
No, with the second toilet.
Oh yeah,
they just hold the baby there.
The toilets, yeah.
What are they called?
They have like in Japan. This is another reason Japan is perfect because all the toilet seats are heated. And you'd be hard pressed to find what either you're squatting, like you are in a hovel in India, or you've got a super luxurious like booty spray, warm toilet with like different directions, vibrating, air coming out.
So Pele actually had a wonderful experience. Most kids cry when their diaper is full, but she's like, I want to fill my diaper so I can get
every
toilet
time
thingy.
Yeah, I just sit me down, leave me alone.
My favorite part about the story, though, is that you said you went to Japan to snowboard. You're one of the coolest people I know. Other people go to Japan for other reasons, and you were like, nope, I'm snowboarding.
Yeah, but whatever they go for, like, that's, like, Gwen Stefani had that famous song, Harajuku Girls, and that's a section in Tokyo that's, like, super luxurious hipster shopping. Like, it's pretty nice. I don't think that there's a lot of affordable items there, but it's a really fun place to look at. And so I went into Shuyumura, which is a Japanese makeup line, and I got a couple brushes, and I felt like Gwen Stefani for a day.
Well, anything to feel like Gwen Stefani for a day.
That's right.
I can be your hollaback girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is bananas, BANANAS.
Our harmonies could get us pretty famous in the music world,
yeah,
right?
we could probably busk in Tokyo and make a lot of money.
Love auto-tune.
Yeah, amen. So what have you been up to? Have you been parking it?
I am about to park it.
Okay, where are you going?
So we are starting to plan season 9.
And we should tell people on Fox Nation, which you should download now, Abby hosts a few shows, but one of them is Parked, where she goes to national parks, and you find some absolute gems. Like, there are national parks out there I didn't know existed. I mean, I'm talking like terrain, topography, geography. They're interesting and beautiful, and you always find the best ones.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It is such a blessing to be able to travel the country and find these places because being in New York City, you're around all the hustle and bustle. You have other options outside of the city, of course, but the fact that we get to take in so many different types of topography, like you mentioned, and experience the different activities you can do. I thought about you actually a few days ago because as we're starting to plan season 9, we're looking for a winter wonderland of
What
a
did you
park.
find?
So unfortunately we already did Grand Teton, so that takes that
Which
one off
was my
the
nickname in
list.
college. Obviously.
You lucky duck.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, we've done a few in Alaska, so now we're kind of exploring some other Alaska ones potentially. But we also want to do the Hawaii ones.
Of
so
course.
I don't know if they're going to send us to Alaska and Hawaii. It seems a little greedy.
I don't think it's greedy at all.
Me
I think
neither.
you're spreading the wealth. And showing people it's aspirational. You're showing people, like, these are the beautiful places you can go. If you want to take advantage of some pristine parts of the country that will never be encroached upon, then follow Abby's roadmap.
Thank
I
you.
hope they let you go to both places.
Me too. You know what? Maybe you'll be in the room with me.
Yeah.
You're very good at talking
I'll be
to
your
people.
advocate.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
I'll pound the table and say, by gum, you get Miss Hornacek whatever she wants.
That accent will win the argument alone,
And
for
they'll
sure.
be like, ah!
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
scared. We actually, February 2nd, we have an hour-long special coming out on Fox News, and that one is celebrating the 135th anniversaries of both Yosemite, Yosemite and...
Yellowstone?
No. With the Sequoia.
Oh, wow.
This is good.
Yeah.
You would think I host a show about national parks. Yeah, so it's both of their 135th anniversaries. Just the parks in general are so gorgeous, and of course there's a lot going on in California. So hopefully it gives people an insight into the beauty of other parts and kind of hope into what you can still explore up when you drive north from LA.
Did you see the caldera?
Not there, but I went to Crater Lake and saw a caldera.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Have you seen
in
that?
Oregon, yeah.
Yeah, Oregon
I
is
remember
gorgeous.
swimming there when I was a kid, and my mom was like, don't go in there. It's 10,000 feet deep.
Which is freaky.
And I was like, I just want to go in up to my knees.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you swim? I don't think you're... well, you can break the rules, but not at national parks. Leave no trace.
You cannot break the rules.
Cannot break the rules. But yeah, the Crater Lake is pretty freaky. Where's the caldera?
It's in, not Yellowstone, but the other one that
Yosemite?
you knew. Yes, Yosemite.
Huh.
And they think it's going to blow because it's an underwater volcano. And they're
Interesting.
worried that it's going to...
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully not in Yosemite because the different geological features there that would be destroyed if that happened would be...
Well, I think the western half of the United States would be as well.
Yes, it would.
So they'd be a pretty big one.
It would indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are two of my favorite national parks as a whole.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
In Sequoia, we saw this...
Is that where the
Speaking of-
giant trees are?
Yep, giant
Aren't
sequoia
they
trees.
incredible?
So incredible. And you know their seeds are like this big.
How is
They're
that?
the largest trees on Earth by volume.
Yeah.
But their seeds are tiny. And but one of them had fallen over into this crescent meadow. I would highly recommend as a place to visit. Super serene, beautiful. And we were leaving, and this mama bear starts walking out onto the tree.
Oh, no.
And we were surrounded by it was kind of in a hidden area of the park. So there was, I think, one other couple there, and they weren't from the United States. And they start creeping a little closer to the bears.
Did they
And I'm
habla
like,
inglés?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Because
no.
I said, hey guys, you might not want to go there. And meanwhile, the crew is packing up. We're like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then two little cubs followed the mama bear, which, if you are by a bear, you do not
Yeah.
want to be there in
You
general. But
never want to see
definitely
cubs.
Do
You
not mess
never,
with the
ever,
mama.
ever want to see cubs because
Absolutely not. So
They don't assume the best. Those mama bears.
Nope.
So
I
what
mean, you
happens?
would know.
Were
You
they-
have two daughters.
Yeah.
Don't tick off the mama bears.
Absolutely not, and they'll be the first to tell you. Like, you do not want to make my mom mad. Oh my God! Like she got if you hurt me, my mom is gonna get so mad. Yeah, and it's true. I'm like,
You're so good at accents.
thank you.
Especially the Gen Z accent. Please teach me. What's it, Gen Z lingo? Can you work any Gen Z lingo into the accent?
Whenever I do that, when I'm like, oh my God, look at your riz, look at your drip, and they're like, no one says that. Like anytime I come home, and I'm like, oh, she left crumbs, and they're like, that's not how you say it. No one says that.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I remember back in the day, you used to quiz us on Gen Z
Yes.
lingo, and I would do
That
so
was
poorly.
so much fun. And every once in a while, sneaky link. They would always use sneaky link.
What is that?
Like anytime when I was single, anytime there was any male, like could have been a plumber, and they'd be like, "Oh, is that your sneaky link?" And I'm like, "No."
Like as in crush?
That's Jose. He's coming to unclog your shower.
But he could be both.
Well, and he's also your biological father. So I didn't mean for this to be awkward, girls.
I
but-
think you asked me plug, and my friends still make fun of me for not knowing. I thought it had to do with drugs. Oh, no. Like a cool party. But then you
Oh.
said it was to do with drugs. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
See, I still don't know.
Sometimes at the cool parties, they use plugs and drugs.
That's,
And I say,
And-
no to plugs, no to drugs, yes to hugs.
oh, and to nugs, chicken nuggets. You can get quite hungry while being out.
That's true. You can get depleted on the dance floor. There's only one way to fuel back
That's
up.
why they made fanny packs, so you could put the chicken nuggets in your fanny pack.
Yeah, not ecstasy.
No, exactly not.
So what is your bucket list park that you're just so desperate to get to?
That is a really good question because we've been blessed to do a lot of the big ones.
Yeah.
On my bucket list was Denali, but we did it last season.
Amazing.
I also wanted to
It's
do.
so beautiful.
It is gorgeous. And you know what? It's probably of all of the ones, we've been to probably 36.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the one that's the most untouched wilderness. You really have to know what you're doing. And a lot of bears,
Yeah.
a lot of elk, which is beautiful, but you can, with the bears, it gets a little freaky. But
Yeah, even elk and especially moose, like
yeah.
they will mess you
moose
up.
are vicious.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but people are like, oh, they're so fun
No.
because their nose is round.
Same,
Like
same
they don't
with
have a snout,
Yellowstone.
they can't bite. And you're like, oh, look, there's your innards.
Yep, exactly. That's what their main goal is.
Yeah.
Now, and same thing with bison. If you go to Yellowstone, so many people think they're domesticated animals, but they're not, just because there's so many. But yeah, I think the Hawaii volcanoes is definitely on my
Yeah.
bucket list, just because we haven't been to Hawaii for the show yet. We've been to Alaska, but yeah, we've been able to do Olympic was on my bucket list. We did that last season. That's coming out, by the way, in June, season
Amazing.
8. So Olympic, Yosemite is one that people want to do. Zion, we did in season 1, but I could
Beautiful.
go to Zion.
But you know
like,
that
1,000,000
area
times.
well.
Yeah, Utah, I was born and lived there till I was 10.
Yep.
So the 5 national parks there are just incredible. I think that's what got me into wanting to go to national parks to begin with, because we went to Zion when we were younger. There are Capitol Reef is another really lesser known one that people I think overlook, but is so gorgeous also in Utah. But yeah, that rock, the sheer verticality of some of those cliffs is just astounding.
I mean, is it amazing to you what people climb? It's always incredible to me
Yes.
what people as human beings, like, I love that people are so connected with nature. They want to be part of it. And it's not necessarily overcoming it, but it's like using that feature to become one with it to accomplish something that seems impossible.
That's a beautiful way to put that. You have to work in tandem with nature
Yes.
because, and it can frustrate you, but it can also be the most rewarding experience of all. We did the Half Dome hike for Yosemite, and it took us about 18 hours, I think, and we did it all in one day. A lot of people camp halfway through, but we had a schedule, Kennedy, and we're like,
Good for you.
we're gonna do it. Yeah. One of our producers, Bud, decided to go with me, and so we just took kind of minimal gear, and he was like, my feet are not okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he showed me pictures that I'd rather not see again, but but I was seeing people hiking it in like their just regular old tennis
Tevas?
shoes. Yeah. And then you
Teva.
see, which dogs aren't allowed at all national parks, but sometimes you're doing these strenuous hikes and dogs are just like beep, boop, 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 and they just go up the mountain. And
That's
you're like,
incredible.
Wow, to be a dog.
I know.
Lemmy might, with his breathing.
Yeah, he
right?
wouldn't know.
We might have to put Lemmy
Let
in a
me
backpack.
be like, bro, let's just, those people have snacks and they're on a blanket, so I'm just going to go with them.
His little
I'll see you in a couple hours. Yeah. Nom, 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 nom.
Oh, but it is, yeah.
love it.
Working in tandem with nature to have these experiences is just such an incredible thing.
We are so healthy, Abby.
We are. I'm going to bring this on Parked.
Yes.
Unsweetened. Do you like to put sugar in your iced tea?
It depends. I love a good Arnold Palmer with, some naturally sweet, yummy lemonade. But this jasmine green tea. I do kind of like it unsweetened.
Yeah, I didn't realize, obviously, green tea is big in Japan and other Asian countries, but I didn't realize that in the U.S., like, obviously, England is known for its hot tea.
Yeah.
And I had a friend visiting recently from England, and I ordered an iced tea, and she's like, what is an iced tea?
What's wrong with you?
And she tried it, and she almost spit it out. She's like, there's just tastes like cold English breakfast tea. And I was like, I didn't think about it that way.
That's the point.
Yeah, that is the point, but I didn't realize you guys don't drink it this way.
No, America's superior to everyone.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, well, cheers to you, Abby Hornacek.
Cheers. I keep putting the cap on.
That's okay. You're a delightfully organized person. And here's to your adventure in national parks and beyond. This has been Kennedy Saves the World Happy Hour, along with Abby Hornacek. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.